People who don't know what to do after they've left school, they don't know about training providers, they don't have the motivation to go to college, or they've been kicked out of college, and there's no jobs around for them to have.
The type of people who have to leave school don't carry on to do jobs or any sort of training.
Dole.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Anybody who's on the dole.
My name is Lisa Williams, and my role predominantly is child protection, behaviour, positive discipline and pupil progress.
Grant Santos. We're a work-based learning training organisation based in Rhondda Cynon in Caerphilly. We work with apprenticeships programmes in the main and deliver learning to a wide range of sectors. NEET, the numbers of NEETs in Wales are high. There's a number of factors for that. Obviously the economy has got a huge factor, and the lack of jobs for individuals as well.
What's the Caerphilly work-wise?
Anything.
They're already so what kind of business have you got in Caerphilly?
Shops.
Retail, that's a big one, isn't it?
Some admin work.
Where I live in Blaenau, all Blaenau is known for is their pubs and kebab shops. That's all there is in Blaenau.
There are some shops, but there's not many of them. Like the only thing that's here is like pubs and chippies.
Like a job youth centre here and there, but
yeah, like you've got a few youth clubs around, but that's about it. And you've got to pay to get out of them, and if you're going to money, it's just terrible. Can't wait to get out here. Like.
I also think there's a disengagement of youngsters from school, from mainstream education, and that is, I think, partly down to the lack of vocational education within the secondary mainstream education side.
School, didn't go, kept mitching I think, because I left and just teachers were horrible, so I didn't bother going, didn't do any of my exams.
I like more practical, like with my hands, you know, I'd rather do practical stuff, as well as go to college, you know.
And it's about practical work in school, and I'd much rather do practical. I'm mostly at college instead of school now.
I do construction, bricklaying and carpentry, you know, kind of stuff like that.
Bricklaying, plumbing, rendering and painting and decorating.
GCSEs don't fit, are not a good fit for every young person. You have other qualifications available now which make it easier for them to achieve some qualifications, but I think a lot of young people switch off to education maybe earlier than they did before. From the school's point of view, our risk factors would be definitely the pupils' background. Like I said, we still see some children coming into schools where we are trying to motivate them to work, motivate them to go on to higher education, and they potentially would still be the first in the family to go on to higher education, the first in the family in some cases to earn a living and have a job.
If my mother wasn't waking me up every morning saying to me about school, I know how important school is and I know I'm going to need GCSEs, but if my mother wasn't waking me up to do it, no matter how important school was, I wouldn't be here. And some children just don't make the effort and neither do their parents. I think to them they give up as well in some sort, but I know plenty of people who their parents don't care if they're here or not.
There are still children in communities and children in schools where there is maybe no role model, there's no adult working within the family. So you have the home life factors, if you like, which we still sort of come up against as a barrier definitely to us.
Well, before November I used to live with my father and he didn't support me at all. Like, he kicked me out, then I went to, because I was seeing my mother again, and she supported me through everything. She's trying to help me with the right options, even if she doesn't know exactly what they are.
Both my parents like really pushy for me to do like something rather than sitting around on my bum doing nothing.
We have a lot of children who have no supervision when they go home. Again, and it does come down to parental skills and parental responsibility. In a lot of families, it is lacking.
I like going on the Xbox and PlayStation, on the FIFA games and COD.
The gaming and that. Yeah, I like gaming and that.
It's like with me, I've always wanted to be something in the gaming industry. Yeah, but it should be done at an earlier age.
What I'd like to see is to see schools and the education system really come together in more of a partnership and engage with people like ourselves, training organisations, to provide the vocational expertise and the vocational focus for learners who are not academic and therefore struggle in school, and who are more practically focused and practically driven. I think that early engagement is key.
In 10 years' time, I would have hopefully finished school, got good GCSEs, been to college, maybe university, and doing theoretical makeup.
I want to become a gender therapist.
Well, when I leave school, I hope to go to college and maybe university to study computer science.
I'm working in the zoo, or working as a plumber.
I think one of the things we find as extremely beneficial is contextualising learning, making learning mean something, and something that learners can relate to.
I don't know what I'm going to do. To be
Come to
honest.
class might be good.
Yeah, go to school, that'd be...
You cannot stay still. You cannot stay still when you're talking about young people coming in through the door annually and needing to be skilled up and developed so that they can cope with whatever lies in the future.
Welsh Government has put a number of strategies in place which we would definitely agree with and hope that can resolve some of the issues. The Learning and Skills measure that was introduced a few years ago, which is about increasing the number of vocational options in schools, I think is absolutely key.
I think where you look at where schools do it well and, you know, maybe there are no NEETs on the school statistics, you'll see a combination of teachers and outside agencies working with the young people on an individual basis sometimes in order to develop that individual's interests in order to get something out of it at the end of the day. We'd also like to see the Job Growth Wales programme, which is the flagship programme, and we're heavily involved in that and have seen huge benefits in it for youngsters. I'd like to see that programme continued and even further investment put into Job Growth Wales, which we believe will have a huge positive impact over the next couple of years.
Like, I was on my arse because I didn't want to go to college really, because everyone I hated from year 11 was in there.
You can't put everybody who doesn't have a job in the same box, and that's the problem as well, I think, with the term NEET, is that you have a lot of young people out there who have different reasons or who would offer different excuses, if you like, for not being in educational training. But to give them the label and to say, well, there we are, then you're a NEET, and the connotations of that is, therefore, you are a waster and you have no qualifications and you have no aspiration and you have no ambition, is a very dangerous thing.